Okay, tutorial, and that's about it. What am I saying? No one's gonna be listening to this. I'm announcing that I'm going to the toilet for no reason. Right, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna kill this guy. What's this? Okay. There's almost video. Yeah, get out of the way. It's like it's a task. But like, just get out of the way because I can. Right? Plus, I don't have to be talking to myself. It's more delusional in my room. So if my dad can pass out here, it makes sense. I sound delusional. I think he'll understand asked if I was talking to, and I said no. And then I had to say that unless I didn't really like explain that I was making a YouTube video basically. So yeah, anyway. I'm gonna do a challenge thing. I don't know, like, so this is the video I said I was gonna make today of the Isle of Grom and why it's a good map in my opinion. But I'll just be straightforward. Grom, in my opinion, is the best map I can think of in this game. Like, the atmosphere and stuff, like the challenge I can do, yeah. The atmosphere and stuff is awesome. What I mean
There is no cheating in
what I
skating.
mean simply everything around is clean. Should I use something? Like, everything around it is clean. What do I mean by that? Like, it feels like it's better than, it feels better than the, Island of Sunland. What is that? I don't know. It just does. And what it's like, it gives me the style, it feels like more like a game, like Skate 3. I, I said in my last video, the one I made last night, I only played Skate 3, so I'm gonna be referencing to Skate 3 for basically every reference of Skate that I make to the other games. So anyway, back to the video. So the Isle of Grom gives me Skate 3 vibes as, like, just by the atmosphere alone. Because, like, see all these, like, pathways and stuff? If you ever played Skate 3, you would know. But, like, these pathways in that look realistic enough for a skate game. As, like, you'll see in Skate 3 and that, like, all the paths and roads have details and textures and stuff like make it look realistic at the front and side. Like, they made it look realistic at the time. Whereas in Skate, well, this game, for a second, I don't mean like in the original, I mean this one. That's the problem with Skate as well. It's called Skate. Not like any, like, it's not called Skate something. It's just called Skate. Which kind of, like, gets confusing. Because if you've got two people talking about Skate, it's like, one's talking about the new Skate game, and one's talking about the original, then it'll get really confusing because the fact that it's called Skate and Skate. So they could be talking about how Skate looks really awful or something like that, as like this game. But then the other is talking about how the other Skate looks really cool. So then that could get into a bit of an argument of which one looks cooler until you both realise you're talking about two different games with the same name. Anyway, back to the Isle of Man. It's a good map, with very little flaws. Like, it's a good map to start on, and it gets people hyped for the game, in my opinion. Or, like, I just say it as that because the fact that I say it gets people hyped because the fact that you start, you get your skateboard, and then you get to go down a massive ramp. You see what I mean? It gets people hyped for the game because they think, oh yeah, we're gonna go down this massive ramp, do some cool tricks, and then when we get to the actual game, like the actual island that we're meant to be on, because you never get told this is a tutorial, you only get told that this is the game, so you think, oh, this is gonna be the place that you play on, and if you do see it as a tutorial island, by just it being a tutorial island, then okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's kind of misleading us, because it's like, oh yeah, look at all these cool ramps and stuff you can do in Skate when you first join it. It's like, yeah, I can do all this cool stuff because of the fact that, wait a minute, I just realised I'm Spotify. Right, I need to put Spotify on because I can't be bothered to do it with the ambience of, well, ambience. Simple as. Uh, what songs? Yeah, never be alone. Right. Let me just. There we go. Anyway, like I was saying, like, oh yeah, the Island Ramp. It's a good map, but it also misleads us, kind of. Because the fact that you start off on this map, and it's like, oh my god, these massive ramps that you can jump down, and you can also, like, fly across this whole entire river and stuff. But then, like, as soon as you actually start playing the game on Sandman, it's flat and bland. Like, you start and it's like, go to this location where I can show you how to do a flip trick or something like that. And then casually, like, show you that this place is built in ramps. Even though it doesn't. It has very little built-in ramps. Like, the built-in ramps, what I mean by that is, like, the whole entire island has, like, different parts of the structure that are, like, they are, like, built into the structure of everything. Like, the ground and stuff, it'll be like a built-in ramp of, like, the pathway and whatever. Which, sure, it is good for doing that, but also, it doesn't really include much skate stuff, is what I'm talking about. What do you mean? What I mean by that? Basically, I mean, like, it's not included, like, any proper ramps or anything that have been made personally, like these ramps here. Well, of course it does include them, but not many. Like, there'll be big areas where you can, like, skate in at, where you'll have, like, a ramp or two, where you can... That's a big drop. And I fell off. Great. But anyway, like, you'll have these big ramps where you can literally, like, do stuff with them, but it won't be like, they'll be like scattered around the map. It won't be like some big areas where there's big ramps. It'll be like that. It'll be like there's some big areas with big ramps and stuff that you think, oh, this is really cool. But then the other areas will have nothing but built-in ramps to, like, the structure of the ground and stuff. And, like, I mean, like, the structure of, like, things is kind of odd. Because it's like, oh yeah, this area has lots of big ramps and stuff that I can actually slide down. Or not slide down, but, like, jump off, there we go. But then, you notice the fact that it's like, it's the fact that, oh, that was sick. It's like the fact that it's, like, built, oh, what was this one? Like, you know what I mean. What I was talking about, like, the ramps that are built, like, that actually aren't built into the ground and stuff, are very minimal, and they're very scattered out across the whole entire scene. Sure, I get you don't want to have one cluster of a cool place that's got, like, lots of ramps and stuff, and then, like, another cluster somewhere else. And, like, you want the ramps being scattered out a bit more. Sure, that's what skate does. They do add big clusters where there are ramps and stuff, but they're not really much. Because, like, these little bits will be, like, placed on top of roofs and other areas that new players won't even know how to get to. Because of the fact that the climbing in the game is a new feature that even the old players couldn't even, like, handle, really. Like, sure, the climbing is good, but, like, they make it too subtle, basically, because the fact that some buildings you can climb on, but you don't even realize you climb on them the first time you see them, because of the fact that the way the building is built, the structure, sure, you can climb on it and stuff, but, like, to new players or players who just started the game and don't actually know anything about the map, they think that it's just a building that you can't do much with. Until you realize you can see people climbing up the sides of the buildings at points, and you're like, oh, so I could climb up this bit. So that's sick. But then once you reach the top of the roof, it's kind of anticlimactic because of the fact that there's not much. It's either just a big pool that you can't really do much with, or oh, that was actually pretty sick. Or it's like you'll be like on top of the roof with a bunch of ramps and stuff. But, like, those ramps and stuff aren't really, like, good ramps. They're just like those little ramps and stuff that you'll find across the map, like half pipes or whatever they're called, and, like, the other bits. With, like, certain bumps at some points. And it makes it kind of anticlimactic, because you climbed all the way up this massive building just to get to a place that you can easily find on the building next to it that's way shorter. Or that you'll just find on the ground. sure, the pools you'll find on certain buildings and stuff, and they are pretty cool, just like that. But really, it doesn't really help because the fact that the pools can be found on certain buildings, but you can't really do much with them because one of them is literally like, sure, this is one of my favorite spots to go to, where you have to climb on top of the building next to the pool building, and like jump from there, and then land in the pool and use it as a ramp to get to the next building, which is really cool, and like tons of players do that because that's what it's built for. But then that's also a problem because if you climb onto the wrong building and go all the way to that pool, you then realize you have to go all the way back down to climb all the way back up the second building that is right next to it. And I've done that so many times. Like I've climbed up the building like, yes, this is the building I want to be up, so then I can climb into that area, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I've fucking landed in this pool area again. Are you fucking kidding me? I've just spent like a whole minute of my time climbing up this building just to be met with that one shitty ass pool that can't do anything. Like, come on, I don't want like to climb a building just to be met with a pool that you have to climb up the second building just to blimmin' jump it. Because then I'm like, I've just wasted my fucking time trying to climb up this building. Like, I'm climbing up this building so I can climb and like do the ramp and stuff, and then I realized this is the building that I have to jump to. Not jump from, jump to. And it's like, come on, I've spent like a minute of my time trying to climb up this building so I can actually jump off it and do the ramp. But then it's like, nah, you can't do that. And it's like, come on, like, please, implement like some sort of feature that shows the difference between those two buildings, because they are literally identical. Like, they have the same build and structure, just one is shorter than the other. But you can't really see that when you're climbing up, because of the fact that it's like, oh, I'm just climbing up, so I'm climbing up to the top of this to jump onto the other building. And then it's like, oh, I just climbed up this building to reach this fucking pool. I don't want to be with this shitty pool that can't do anything except for be a ramp to another building. Like, sure, that's what makes it cool and stuff, it's a ramp to another building. But then there's like nothing else really to it. Like, it's just a building, and if you're like climbed all the way up to there to go to the pool, then you're like, well, this is anticlimactic because I can't use the pool for anything. I have to climb up to the next building next to it, which takes a bit longer. And if I jump down, I can't even hit like anything, like any platforms or anything to like land on and climb up, like a balcony or anything. So then you're like, oh, I just wasted my fucking time on this like shitty pool because of the fact that it's like, yeah, we're gonna like just put this here and keep it like that.
This one looks tough.
But then it's like, well, this is anticlimactic because of the fact that you just casually like let us throw ourselves into this pool area. Like, come on. I was meant to manual that, not grind it. My bad. Anyway, like the other areas like this, which are pretty cool in general. But this is what I mean by, like, the Isle of Grom makes it feel more skate-like. Because of the fact that it has these areas that are like, that you can see are like, they have used the original landscape, like skaters have used the original bits and stuff, and casually added some bits to it, to make it more skater-like. Whereas, like, they'll do this in the actual map, but, like, they'll do it at a way minor level. Like, it'll be like, here's a ramp, and a random pipe that we've just found, and, like, we'll just have this ramp with this wooden plank here, with nothing really. And it's like, well, you just wasted my time here. Because you casually just gone, yeah, we'll just casually, like, I forgot how to do a modified ant plant. Oh, I have to click, hold, alright. So it's like the grub tricks, but different. Or it's like that, but the same, but like with land, basically. Anyway, like, they would add these stuff here, but then they'll like do it on a minor scale, so it's kind of weird. And they'll always do it on top of like roofs that are like impossible to get to without having to climb onto another roof, and then realizing, oh my god, there's a massive area down there that I can actually skate on. Like, I found areas that I have to skate on, like, before. Like, I found areas I could skate on top of buildings, by just going from the biggest building on the map and flying down. Just, like, getting a bird's eye view of everything. And then seeing these random spots that I've never noticed before. Like, sure, it gets the players' interest and stuff. But, like, it's really annoying, because then you're like, well, you've got the players' interest, but you've also casually just tossed away the idea of being a skate game, because you've gone, let's take the skateboarding and make them climb for it. Whereas in Skate 3, everyone wouldn't climb or anything, they would find these areas that were built into their land. And sure, I get you put them on the roofs and stuff to make them more acceptable to the climbing mechanic. But come on, add more areas onto the ground that are going to be easier for new players to access, because they won't even like notice anything about like the roofs or anything, because like they're so high on roofs that it's like not even funny. Because the fact that they have the roofs with put them in, you know, the bits to it that are like, yeah, we'll let you climb all the way onto those roofs to have a useless ramp or two that have been, looks like skaters have found a place on there. No, like, that's like clickbaiting someone. They're like, oh yeah, well, we'll casually like get your attention by putting this thing up here, but then make sure it does nothing, and you can do nothing with it really, because it's literally just a ramp, a half pipe, and a bump. And it's like, how the hell am I meant to do that? Like, I can't do anything with this. Like, I get you're trying to implement the fact that people can place down their own like things and stuff, like in the other skate games. But it's not the same, because in like Skate 3 you would have your own catalogue of items that were automatically handed to you. And I'm not even sure if you'd like do like challenges or stuff to get these certain like parts or something. Like, I remember being able to spawn in like shopping trolleys and stuff, which made it funny, because the fact that you'd get like a random prop that isn't needed, and you'd be able to move it around and stuff, which is my problem in Skate as well, because of the fact that, like, you know those like traffic thingies or whatever they are, like those orange things you find at the bridge. They aren't like cones, but they're like, they're like, I don't know how to explain it. They're like they're like cones, but they're not like cones, because they're not like a cone shape. They're like stoppers basically or whatever, but they're like meant to just be plastic things that you can move around and whatever. Like, they're not meant to be heavy or anything. So, and even the barricades as well, like those little barricade things that are like made of plastic or something, plastic and wood maybe. Why are you telling me the fact that I can't even like access, like I can't even like, not access, but I can't even like do anything with them? Because what do you mean I tried jumping over one and I hit it, and it's like rock solid, it will hit my board and my board will just bounce off it. Whereas in Skate 3, you would have these props with like these dynamic props and stuff, where they would have the actual physics to them, where you could move them around and stuff, and like you didn't have to try and maneuver your way around them just to, like, you know. Like, you wouldn't have to try and avoid the things that could have been easily moved. Like, come on, just make them have, like, a little bit of weight to them, and, like, a bit of movement mechanics. Like, make them dynamic, like Skate 3 did. Because it feels off. Like, because Skate has added, like, this plasticky type look to it, like I said in the last video. It just ruins Skate. It doesn't make it look like a skate game. It makes it look like some sort of type of knockoff of, like, any skate game. That has, like, sure, I get they tried to make it look like a skate game and stuff, but it feels like a knockoff almost. it feels a bit too more like down to earth and not glitchy and buggy like I said in the last video. But like it not only does it feel like that, but it feels like they've taken the whole entire aspect of skate being around based around skaters, like skateboarders, and like casually tossed it away. Because the fact that like in Skate 3 they would have like whole entire areas based around skateboarders and skaters and stuff. Like you would have that big ass massive skating area from like called the canyon or whatever it was. From like the university area or whatever it is. And then you'll have that massive area from the observatory bit where it's like a spillway. I got it right this time, it's not a quarry, it's a spillway. Where it'll be implemented on purpose to be an area that was designed for skateboarders. Like for the players to have fun in. Where this game just takes that and all tosses it away and gives it a plasticky art style like Fortnite. And then it's like, well, how are we meant to play the game if you've casually gave us this horrible looking game that has a worse art style than the original game and casually gone, yeah, we'll just like toss away all those aspects and, you know, just casually give you whatever this is. Like, you've tossed away all aspects of the skate game and just you made it like a knockoff of any skate game. You've not, like, sure the maps are not original, whatever, but it's off, because your character feels more plasticky, like a Barbie doll almost. And I get you've updated, like, textures and stuff and whatever, and made it look good, but it just still feels a bit too plasticky. And the character customization system, don't even get me started on that. Like, what do you mean you have to choose a preset head and stuff? Just to, like, casually let your character be. Like, before you'll be able to modify things about your character. Like, I remember making blooming Crazy Dave and Kato in Skate 3 when I played it, like, a couple years ago. Where now, if I want to make those characters, I'm gonna have to choose a preset head and face and stuff, which may not even look anything like whatever whoever I'm trying to make or whatever I'm trying to make. Like, the only character that I've managed to make that actually looks like the character himself in Skate is bloomin' Walter White, bro. Because you've got the bloomin' like hairstyles and stuff and the beards and that. And then you've got, like, that's about it. That's all I can make out of the character customization. I can make my character that looks like me, and that's about it. Like, I can make the character look as close to me as I can, but it doesn't hit the same as Skate 3. Because I know my character looked awesome and stuff in Skate 3 because of the fact that it looked more realistic. It looked like a real person. Like, I remember the iconic thing I had with my, well, not really iconic, but like the thing I put on my character to make it look better was that one bowler hat or whatever it is you get for doing those photo missions. Like, I did those photo missions to get the bowler hat so then I can make my character look like he's wearing like a suit type thing. And I found it funny and stuff and made it look, and it looked pretty cool and stuff. Whereas this game doesn't really do that either. It kind of just takes it and goes, yeah, they take the character customization system, and I think they try a bit too hardish. Like, they don't try, it's either they try a bit too hard or they don't try enough. Because this game's now filled with collaborations with skate companies. I get that's what it was like before with the certain, like, companies having their own clothing and stuff. But I think this takes it a bit too far, because you're like, yeah, you have to now pay for in-game currency just to get a blooming shirt or something that's, like, branded by this random company. Or you'll put it in the pass or something like that. Or you'll just, like, you'll give some parts away for free, basically. But then others you'll be like, you have to pay, like, for in-game currency just to get it. And it's like, if people want to get a full set of, like, these custom of these like clothing and stuff. They're gonna have to like actually pay like tons of money just to get a whole entire set of like clothing. Anyway, I think I've kind of tracked off of what I was originally talking about. The Isle of Grom. There we go. We'll go back to that, as I kind of do sidetrack a little bit sometimes. The Isle of Grom. It's a good map. It reminds me of Skate 3 because of the fact that they've added these areas where it's like old drainage and spillway areas, which are clearly implemented to be for the skaters. Like the skaters have built their skate like type stuff around the old spillway and like everything else. Like let me go up here. Like over here, you can see that this area was clearly built. Like it was clearly built to have the purpose of being a big ramp that you skate down. Like the blooming massive ass ramp from Skate 3. Like, that thing was fucking massive. And I mean it. Like, and not only was it massive, but it also had the cool, like, shark type theme or whatever it was with it as well. Whereas this is just like wooden planks and stuff. I get it makes it look more realistic and stuff. But you could at least add a theme to the ramp. Who's texting me? Alright. Anyway. Like, you could just add like more of a theme type stuff to it, and I get they do add the themes and stuff of certain brands and that at certain points during the seasons and stuff, like to the areas like the community like park areas, but that doesn't make any much sense because you're telling me it's a community area where people can make their own parks and stuff, but then casually give it to the big brands for a whole like month or two, or month and a half really, while the smaller areas are used for the community bits, which is kind of odd because you're casually just letting a big sponsorship like advertisement being placed up in one area and then letting the actual community have the smallest bits where they won't get that much recognition compared to the big areas. What the hell? Why did my character do a backflip? Anyway. Like, they're doing it with the Isle of Grom at the bottom bit, but that's only the bottom bit. So everything else is, like, exactly how you remember it. With a few extra bits that you clearly didn't see in the tutorial area that may have been added as a extra thing. Who knows? But, like, I kind of like how they're keeping the Isle of Grom as it is. Like, they kept it the same as it was. With the massive ramp, the massive ass ramp and stuff, with the cool tricks and everything that you did in the tutorial is still there. But with a few extra bits that you might have missed, that you can actually access now because of the fact that it's not only just telling you the tutorial, because it's not. It's no longer being just a tutorial, but it's also being an actual area. Like, the Isle of Grom is a good map, and it reminds me of all those skate games. Like, what should I say, just Skate 3, because I've only played that one and I've never seen any of the other two. But, like, you get what I mean. It reminds me of Skate 3 because of the fact that it looks more realistic than the actual massive-ass city that you've got going on as the main map. Like, what do you mean you've got a massive city based around skating, but then it has nothing about skating, and everything looks really unrealistic in my opinion. Like, what do you mean there's a whole entire town that's dedicated around skating, that's known, like, that has areas known for its seagulls and stuff, and seagulls are usually found by coastal areas, and England is a place where it's very coastal in most areas, and it's very rainy, and I'm kind of guessing that they kind of got some inspiration off England for some areas, and then, like, more modern areas were found, like, more like American type areas or something like that. I'm saying American because America is a big country and it has like more, it's like one of the wealthiest countries in the world. and it will have more structures like skyscrapers and stuff, and massive pools on top of buildings. So yeah, but like I think it's Goldcrest or whatever it's called. You know, the big area. Well, I can't really show it here, but the, you know, the big area like Goldcrest or whatever is like meant to be. Is it even Goldcrest? It might even be like Market Mile or something. One of the areas at least. Um, has like this old like bricked look to it. I was gonna say bricked up look to it, but then I thought no, that's gonna be a bad idea. Anyway, it has like this old like bricked Victorian looking style to it. Like it's got the like the average British house look to it with the bricks and that. And that's what I think of that area. Like I think if the place is gonna be rainy, then it's gotta look a bit like England. Because the fact that England has houses that are built to keep people warm and stuff or whatever, like insulated and stuff, due to it being a coldish country half the time, and the fact that we get lots of rain, so you need houses that are durable to lots of rain, which is what I think. Like, sure, I get you're trying to make it look nice and modern and stuff, like most areas nowadays, but most areas you would see that have lots of rain, like England, will most likely have houses like England. Well, I think England is like probably one of the only countries that has like the most rain you could possibly think of. And I don't mean it as like England is going to be the gloomiest country in the world. I mean, England can look nice with its summers and stuff, but England is like most likely known for its rain and its foggy and cloudy grey skies. Which is why I keep my curtains closed, because of the fact that I don't want these grey skies. Like, I don't want these grey skies like having their grayness reflecting off the screen on my TV, so I can't really see much. And whatever. And like, simple as, it's casually just the fact that Isle of Grom does it better than Skate, like San Van. It does it better. I don't know how it does it better than like the whole entire island that you were meant to have as a whole entire base of the game is somehow worse than the starting tutorial island that you want players to pay for. Oh, and that's the next big issue with the Isle of Gram. The fact that you have to pay to get in for a day is crazy. Because what do you mean? You've added a whole area of the island that you start on. Or, I mean, a whole island that you start on. Yet, that starting island, if you want to ever go onto it, and the island is smaller than the actual big main island itself anyway, you have to pay 500 coins just to access it for a day. Or you have to pay for the premium pass, or whatever it is, to actually just access it for free. And I don't know what happens with the premium pass, because I don't know if you have to pay like a monthly thing for it, or if you just pay for it like once, and then it just happens. I bet it's a monthly thing, like the Fortnite crew. But that's the thing. Like, you've got monthly payments to go to an island for a month. Whereas, it's easier just to pay for a day. Because you can literally earn these coins for free. And what do I mean by that? You just do challenges, or you just like play daily enough, and you'll get enough coins to play for a whole week or something. Which is 7 lots of 500, which is going to be 3,500, which is 3,500, I think. I may be wrong. I think, yeah, it's 3,500. So, like, it's crazy. Because the fact that you have to pay just to access an island smaller than the original island that the game was meant for is crazy. Because you're basically paying for less than the actual game gives you. You're paying, like, I don't know how much it costs. Let me see. The, premium. It costs premium pass and 4,000 skate thingies. or just the premium pass. Let me see how much it costs for 1,000. Like, 1,000 is £9, and 2,000 is £22. Just for a £22 for a blooming pass and 4,000 tokens you can easily just get. Which is, sure, they give you that as an option. But, like, £9 just for a pass. Sure, that ain't that much, but it also is a lot. Because of the fact that many people, sure, they have enough to buy the pass itself, like the premium pass. But if you're someone like me, who is not the best with money, and barely gets anything, then it's kind of complicated. Because I get £5 every week on Friday, as like a weekly allowance type thing. So if I wanted to get the pass, I'm gonna have to save up 2 lots of those. So I'm gonna have to save up 2 weeks worth just to get a pass that lasts for a month. And sure, it doesn't sound like much, but once you think about it, if there's something I want to buy, like, what the hell did I just see that? Anyway, if there's something I want to buy that is more than £5, I'm gonna have to save up for it every week. You see the problem? Like, I get that, but like, come on, like, paying for an island that's smaller than the actual island is a major problem. As you're paying for less than what you're meant to be getting. Sure, I get you get the pass as well with all this random useless shit that you don't need, but then you've also got this island as well. But, like, if you think about it, that's just clothing and stuff. Like, you can get clothing and stuff for less in the game than actual, like, the pass. And I get sure you get outfits and stuff that are exclusive to the pass. But, like, there's also bundles and stuff that you get for, with outfits and stuff, like the Grim Reaper outfit and, like, that weird rabbit-looking one that I actually really like. But, like, seriously, you're paying more for less. Like, if you pay for the pass, I'm not saying you're a moron thing, but I'm saying that you're kind of just giving away your money to EA. Because, oh yeah, I get free pass and I get free island. Whereas, you could simply just pay for a trip to the island for a day, which takes less time to pay for the pass, and everything else like that. Oh, that was actually sick. I didn't know I could do that. I just copied what the guy did and I did it perfectly. Shite. Anyway, like, you get what I mean. You're paying for a pass just to get to an island. Like, not even Fortnite does that. Fortnite doesn't let you pay for a blimmin' pass just to get to an island. No. Like, games don't make you pay to go to an island. Sure, there'll be games that you have to pay, like, in-game currency, where it's like, you pay, like, if GTA 5 had another island that you wanted to go to, you had to pay, like, sure, you have to pay for things to get to that island, like, in games there'll be boats or something that you have to pay to go to the island with, but you only pay, like, a bare minimum amount. Sure, I get that's what they're doing in this game, but also it's kind of just annoying, because, like, sure, you pay to go to the island, but you also, like, do missions there and stuff on that island, like, in those games. Where this, you don't really do much. You pay to go to the island, yet there's nothing much to do. It's either go to Spillway, dive off this big-ass ramp, or bloomin' go to some other skate park area that's down there that isn't really as interesting. Like, sure, it's a good island and it reminds me of the skate games. Like, should I say just Skate 3, because I keep on saying skate games even though I've only played Skate 3. But anyway, like, it's odd, because the fact that you can actually just, like, make people pay to access a tinier island. I'm just gonna check how much time I've spent on this video. It's 45 minutes and 16 seconds. Right, we got like 15 minutes left. Anyway, like, seriously, you're paying for an island that is irrelevant, basically. Like, you're paying for a pass to go to an island for a month that you're gonna get bored of after, like, 3 days or something. Because of the fact that you're gonna do all these challenges and stuff. And then you're gonna finish all the challenges. And sure, they may add new challenges, but you've already finished all the challenges, and once you're done with those challenges, you're gonna just keep on doing what I'm doing here and just diving off this massive ramp. And then going to the spillway, and then deciding, wow, this island is kind of ass, because of the fact that it's literally just an island with skate things implemented onto it. Whereas, like, it is a tutorial island, like, the tutorial and stuff, you start the tutorial, and you're like, wow, this game's so cool. I get that. But, like, if you expanded the island a bit more, with just with more than just a spillway and an extra skate park, then that would be better. Because, like, it's meant to be a starting island that people start on, and it's not meant to be much, but it feels like EA have tried too little with this. Because people have been waiting for the Isle of Grom to be put back, or whatever that is. Like, they've been waiting for this, and you've casually just thrown absolute bullshit in their face. Like, yeah, I get it's a starting island, but come on, bro. You could actually do something better than, like, adding a few crappy locations that are just a bit more. Like, that skate park down there, it's fun but after a while it doesn't feel the same. Especially with a spillway. Like, it's a big area that you can explore in that. But then you end up just, like, stopping. You just stop having fun after a while, because it's just the same thing over and over again. Dive down this massive ramp. This massive ass, like, not quite, the massive ass spillway dam type thing. Where it's like, yeah, you dive down it like a massive ramp and stuff. But that's about it. Like, think about it. People try it because it's trending. And then they get tired of it. Like, think of the church trick or whatever it is, where, you know what I mean, like, where you go in this massive parking lot, and then, like, go all the way down this parking lot, and then, like, just end up flying through this church window. Sure, it's cool on the first time if you actually manage to, like, land it. But then after a while, it's just like, well, I've seen it so many times, and I've tried it so many times, it's kind of getting tedious. Like, instead of adding just new ramps around the map every season or whatever, and adding, like, oh, look, colours, that will make it look better. Actually add features that are good. Instead of just adding a massive, like, the first season, you added a massive ramp. Like a massive, like, not a ramp thing, but like a curve, a massive ass curve. Like, after this bridge. And you're casually like, yeah, that'll do. While adding a couple other ramps and colours on. It doesn't do much. Sure, it was cool when it first got added, but then people have just, like, stopped using it because of the fact that it's been there for 3 seasons, and all you've done is just change the colours of it a little bit, and added some other bits around like, the whole entire map, which have stayed there since season 1. But, like, that's the thing, you've done good in season 1, and then you just got lazy and added absolutely nothing, basically. You've, like, nothing to skate after season 1. It's like you've gone, how about we add some cool features, and then decide for the next season, we'll just add plain, like, nothing. We'll just go, yeah, we've just added a few colours, and, I don't know, it's like you're giving us air. Like, giving us air is nothing we need. Like, sure, we need air to breathe and stuff, but we've already got air in the atmosphere and stuff anyway. So giving us more air isn't going to do anything. It's just going to be like, well, you just gave me air. That's not going to do anything. It's like what they're doing. It's like they're giving us nothing after the first season because they think, yeah, that first season was good, it got us more players. We'll just stop doing it and being lazy so we can actually just, like, focus on in-game, like, transactions and in-game currency. Microtransactions, that's what I meant. And in-game currency to have these stupid-ass collaborations
with other companies and have them every week or something like that. That just makes it tedious because you're like, well, this is plain ass bullshit because you're just adding an area, you're making an area customized around a whole entire brand, even though the area was already like that before. Sure, you may have changed up a few things, like added some more ramps and whatever, but that's about it. You're just adding a few more ramps and a few more things and making it themed around a fucking brand. It does nothing. It's just there. It's like, wow, they've added another lame-ass update where they've done another collaboration with Vans, Nike, or blimmin' anything else. And it's like, yeah, they've done that for a million times. You've done that with skate companies a million times, bro. And sure, like, people play this game because they want to play the game. Like, here's the thing. Like, sure, the brands are cool and stuff, but I swear, like, most of the players of this game, sure, most of them will be skateboarders and they'll like you adding in the brands and stuff. But most players, like me, who just play the game for fun and want to play it because it's a skate game, they just don't really care. Like, sure, I have a skateboard and stuff, but, like, come on. Okay, I just tested the time there. Well, like, I have a skateboard and that, and I do the skateboarding and stuff, but I'm not a full-on pro, and I don't really care about these brands and stuff. I just care about doing it for fun. Like, sure, they may make skateboards and stuff and quality stuff and that, but, like, they're a big brand. They've already got enough money as it is. And you've already got enough money. You're just collaborating with them because you think, oh yeah, if I put this brand into the game, then I can actually, like, get a bunch of, like, players and stuff onto this game because of the fact that I can, like, get all this stuff because of the fact that I work with these big collaborations and that the players want all this microtransactions and stuff just so then they could play the game. Even though you don't need that stuff. All you need is the skate game as a concept. And these collaborations and stuff, you could have just kept them as based clothing or something that you unlock. Sure that you do that and stuff, but like Skate 3 had all that stuff that you unlock in that, where you just play the game and you unlock clothes and stuff. Where instead of doing microtransactions and unlocking the coins during the pass, it would just be, right, you've done the story missions and stuff. Here you go, here's some clothing and some points and boards and whatever it is that you can use to buy, like, the clothes. They had in-game currency, but it was like you unlock it. Like, they do it with this, but it's different. Because you got the extra coins as well that you buy just to buy clothing and that. Those extra coins you have are useless. Except for opening random boxes that will give you a random prize that you may not even want. And you have to level up just to get the boxes. So if you're like me, who is just randomly playing because you can, but then you're not leveling up because of the fact that you have to do these missions that require you to get more, like, things done. Like, missions, you go on here, it tells you to get these goals done. But then I'm like, how do I get the goals done? Because I've not been told how to get these goals done. And like, you're like, well, how do I get these goals done if I'm casually playing the game? You can't really, because of the fact that... Which asshole put all those blooming parasols there? Whoever did that, you're a big asshole, and I don't like you. Anyway, but like, you're adding microtransactions for the sake of adding microtransactions and being a greedy corporation. And there's no denying that. Because everyone knows that EA likes microtransactions. And just everything being based around money nowadays. Whereas games like Garden Warfare 2, I play that all the time. And like, it's a good game because of the fact that you don't have to pay to unlock characters. Well, that may be a lie, but still. You don't have to, it's an optional choice to pay if you want to get the Torchwoods and Goat. You can do the Trials of Nomos and stuff just to get them. But this is like, you have to pay just to get stuff for your character. And the Isle of Grom, it's a good map, but you have to pay for it, which is the big ass problem. And whichever arsehole put these parasols in, yeah, fuck you. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of the video, because I'm going to just check the time, how much time's been done. I hope it hasn't been over an hour. See you guys. Goodbye.